Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Christmas Eve, and trying to get a little bit of work done before the holiday festivities, so to speak. And didn't get much done yesterday. A little under the weather. My back was bothering me a little bit, so I went and I did a road trip. And guys who kind of watch my channel know I make a lot of stuff out of those Schwinn bikes, and made a couple offers on Craigslist on ones that were on there, and they called me back up and took my offer. So we have two more victims in the back of the truck, and they'll be for the next one. And wish I could get them all the same color. I got a blue one, a green, and a black. And the other ones I just made were, every time I get them is I've had all the colors and pairs of them, but just not all at the same time. So if you want to put two of them together, it'd be nice if I had two greens or something. But I'll quit my complaining. Glad I got them for the price I did. This one is going to be, I'm thinking just kind of going with a regular bike. I might stretch it a little bit, leave the bike regular, leave the pedal set up on it, and I want to add a sidecar to it and have the sidecar kind of like a clamp-on component that I can put pretty much on any bike, and who knows what the future may be with that. But kind of want to do like an electric conversion invention kind of deal where all the components are tied to the sidecar, and you just basically hook a throttle and a brake up on the bike, and that will propel the whole system as one unit. But we'll see how that comes out. That's in the future. That's just kind of stuff I'm kicking around in my head. And I think I'm going with a trolling motor for the drive component. I just got to look into whether the trolling motor will overheat or not, because they're generally submerged in water, and I would think that would keep them cool. So that's that guy. And I went over a buddy of mine's yesterday. He is in the process of junking a Eurovan. Eurovan's the next version up of this. A bunch of stuff's not the same, but close enough. So I went and I pilfered a bunch of stuff out of it, being a power door lock switch, a bunch of fan switches. There's a that's one of the power motors. The jack setup, a nice fluorescent light that may or may not go in here. If it doesn't, it's going to go in my westy, my camper rather. We snagged another radio, and these radios get kind of removed from by putting a couple of pins in the side of them, where you can take clothes hangers and bend them up and stick them in the holes. And that basically just kind of pulls back on a couple of pins and allows the radio to come out through the dash. So I thank him for that. My parents thank him for that. This thing is supposed to, the radio is supposed to, I looked up, you're supposed to push down on the, put a little light on the subject. Supposed to push and hold down on the AM/FM radio and the scan radio at the same time. That's supposed to bring a code up that would say 1000, and then you would enter the factory code, which is supposed to be 1111 if nobody has changed it. But they said it could take up to 10 minutes. Unfortunately, those two things have been there for at least 10 minutes, and it's not switching over. So that's not going to help me on this guy. This is the switch that's no good on this one. You turn the fan on, but you have to kind of like hold it for it to work. So we're going to go and make one of those other ones work. What else we got going on this? Oh, yeah, then of course, if you look in the owner's manual, it tells you when you look up radio to look up, there's a supplement manual for the radio. And of course, of all the paperwork that's in here, that's not in here. So I don't know if the mice got to it or... well, we picked the van up. They were actually cleaning the van out, and threw a bunch of stuff out that I went back in the dumpster and grabbed, but I have a feeling that probably had some chew marks on it or something from mice being in the glove box, and I just didn't catch that. But my buddy Mike was over, the captain. He was, he had a couple of vacation days, so he came over to hang out, so I put him to work, which is what any good friend would do. We have the power windows working on both sides, except for the passenger side is very lethargic. They were both seized, getting a little bit of water in them, probably just from sitting in one place for so long. The driver's window's fine, but this one's kind of lackadaisical. So we're going to see if we can possibly take some parts off that other motor and fix the one that's on there. If not, it's going to kind of go the way it is and just deal with the fact of being slow, because they are $245 a piece. And I'm a cheap bastard. Here's, speaking of being a cheap bastard, here's my 20-cent repair. My 2 dimes are on the levers there. And that is the pop top all fixed with just a 2-part epoxy on my I cuffed up those dimes on the back with like 80 grit, and then the same thing with the little pins that were left behind. And we got our door panels back together. There's a bunch of like servos. I guess the idea is supposed to, if you lock or unlock one of the locks, it's supposed to do the same for all the other locks. And I had thought that I had possibly damaged something with the key setup in here, turning it and like holding the key one direction or another, trying to make it work. That was not the case. They were just this one worked okay. It ended up being the one in the front door. It's actually right here. This one in the front door. If you open these things up, I don't know if I put any screws in it. Hold on one sec, I'll put you down. There's basically like a slip ring with a little electric motor. That electric motor. Here's what's inside these things. So it's got a slip ring, and it just kind of, it pulls down on a cable, a linkage that went up to the actual door lock, and I just had a motor that, you know, went forward and backwards, and when it would reach a certain point, it would shut itself off, and I guess send a signal to the other ones. But you can see the moisture that was in there, and the fact that that motor looks yummy yummy. So that guy was pooched. I think they're more trouble than they're worth. If I can just get it so, which it is right now, we just can kind of go, just lock and unlock all the doors normally. It's like this one was fighting you. It's weird. Every time you shut the door, it would get the door locked. As soon as you would go to shut the door, it would just automatically lock the lock. So everything kind of just works like it should now. You can lock them with the key or by hand. So it may take another second to walk around the vehicle and make sure all the doors are locked, but as long as all the servos aren't flipping out. The one in the back here was stripped out. It would just run all the time. When I first put a battery in it, this one was screaming away like crazy. So I had to pop the door panels off and physically unplug it just to stop it from making the noise. But I believe the plastic gear on that one was stripped out. So that one was no good. The one in the passenger's door was no good. The one in the driver's door worked, and this slider was kind of questionable. I don't want to put a ton of money into stuff that's kind of like frivolous like that. As long as we can get them to work with the keys, I'm happy with that. The power mirrors work fine. Yes, I'm leaving my note in there just in case. Let's see. We still say safe mode, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, so that's not going to work for that. And you can see that one's fine. But if you look at the other one over there, hear it? Baby. And she's a little slow on the way back up. But we'll see how we make out with gutting some parts from the other one. I'll shut the key off. And so we're dealing with. It's warming up. It's 24 outside now, and we're at 61 in the shop, which is nice. I kind of like it about 60 in the garage. Once you start working, you know, if it's 75 or 80, it's too hot. You gotta keep yourself from being shocked too much. We have new cap, rotor, 3 new belts on all those. Popped the air cleaner apart, cleaned all that out, everything will look fine in there. It's got this aftermarket cruise control, and it's already been disconnected by somebody, and it's kind of like a hob job of wiring. I don't like this stuff kind of like laying around. This is all for that. It's kind of half-ass stuff. It doesn't even have a jacket protecting it. So I think I'm just going to toss all that because it's not working anyway, and rather have the safety issue of not having stuff that's kind of hobbled together aftermarket in here. And I don't know how well this thing will probably work on cruise control anyway, unless you're on a dead flat hill, you know. So that's going to come out of there. Anything else we got going on? Maybe all the topics. I still didn't get the snowblower together, but I want to get one of those knocked out and on the market and get it out of here. You like to do at least 1 or 2 of those a week, you know, make a couple of bucks on the side. I think today, van wise, we're just gonna maybe swap that radio, and maybe we'll jump on fuel line. We'll see how that goes. But it is Christmas Eve, and I'm gonna go to the diner and go eat and kind of take it easy a little bit today, get something done. I just want to tell everybody, wish everybody happy holidays, and hope everything goes well for everyone, and to my family the same. And thanks for watching my videos. Take care.